Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
It's time for another daily dose of dismal Disney. There's lots of dismal Disney news, given that they had their investors call.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, which we missed because we really didn't care.
Yeah, well, I was busy. I normally am on it, but I was busy.
So we were, kind of surprised to hear that Disney's CFO Christine McCarthy made a comment that could be taken as fat shaming.
Yes, and it's gloriously funny because there's been this diversity and inclusion. It's so important to the Disney company for diversity and inclusion. And then the CFO makes it. It's a joke. I mean, it is a joke. I don't think it was meant to be malicious. It's a joke, but it was a really shitty joke, and people are mad.
You're not allowed to make jokes anymore. And here's the thing, like Disney banks on people who like food because that's one of their big selling points. That's where a lot of their money comes from.
Oh, well, they charge enough for it. I mean, $15 for a small burger and fries and no drink. Yeah. I mean, they do these dessert parties and they bank on these dessert parties, these itty bitty bite-sized desserts, right? And it used to be there was like one dessert party evening. They're trying to shove 2 or 3 in for events now. So they get you in and out as fast as they can. So you're paying all this money. It used to be so you had a good seat and you could watch a show and you could have as much dessert as you want. Now you eat your desserts, hurry up and leave to go to another location so they can shove more people in for dessert parties. So, it's all about money, and Disney's been price gouging their damn customers for years, going on about diversity and inclusion. She makes this bad joke, and now the internet is coming for their ass.
Which is larger than it used to be.
Right.
Because of Disney.
Right, yeah, because,
overpriced food. So we're gonna talk about that before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news and rants. Guys, over 239,000 subs.
Yay!
So they're the news just keeps on coming from the Disney investor call. Disney's kind of missed the mark, but they're also making people angry. And I've noticed that the Chapek era is not as tactful as the Iger era.
No.
I mean, this is Christine McCarthy making this, but Chapek has made some comments too that he's been called out for because Bob Iger was good at schmoozing people, lying to people.
Yeah, Chapek's more honest, but also, he's facing this whole crisis with the pandemic and the bounce back from that, where Iger was sat on the throne of spending money and constant profits for years. Now that Piper needs paid, it's on Chapek now.
Sometimes if you eat too much Disney food, you sit on the throne.
Yeah, it's true.
Sometimes
usually you're going to another attraction, the food hits you have to go find a local throne, close throne.
Spoonful of sugar helps the medicine come out.
Yeah,
I guess.
It's a lot of rich food. But so during the investor call, it's rich food for more than one reason. But during the investor call, I guess they asked her, Christine McCarthy. Remember the CFO, the one who had, while the people were unemployed and laid off, they approved up to $10 million, $11 million
bonus
in bonuses
for her.
for her.
Yeah.
We joked she looked like Cruella. Anyway,
Yes.
So during the investor call, I guess they asked her about, hey, the supply chains are going to be an issue. It's driving up prices. How's that going to impact food? I didn't actually listen to the call because I didn't want to sit through it for another hour, and they don't let you fast forward. But basically, she was saying things like, we're going to have solutions, like perhaps we could, raise prices and stuff like that. Or here's what she said that caused people to get mad. Then she said, we can cut portion size, which is probably good for some people's waistlines. On the investor call. It's a joke. It's clearly a joke. And back, 5 years ago, people had senses of humor. They would laugh. Ha ha ha, that's funny. It's a joke. But you can't say that kind of stuff now because if you do, it's, they built this audience up especially. Well, you're just shaming people. And the internet, especially Twitter, was quick to jump on this. But it's funny because I think people, if it had just been that comment, people wouldn't care so much. But after Disney keeps price gouging, they keep raising prices on the park, on the food. People have noticed already the food was shrinking for the same price. There's a lot of shit money grabs that Disney keeps making. And then she makes this comment. People are just getting fed up.
Yeah, because they're getting fed.
Yeah,
Disney, look, they market all their events, their festivals, especially in Epcot. It's all food. Oh, you're too damn fat. But food. Yeah.
We're going to charge you more or the same, but give you less.
Well, there you go, Disney. You can
but
be
it's for your own good.
It's like McDonald's. They're trying to sue McDonald's for making people fat. You know, it's like, well, nobody made you go to McDonald's. You know, well, same with Disney. It's like nobody makes you go to Disney. Maybe Disney, you shouldn't have as many food festivals, you know, because you're making people fat. So
I just think it's funny. It's like they keep raising the prices and everything else, and then they're like, but you're fat, you know?
Well, no, they're going to do both. People are like, are they going to cut the portions? Are they going to, you know, what? Yeah, they're going to do both.
They're going to do both. They already are.
Yeah, they're cutting down the portions. They're raising. I mean, come on. Disney is like one of the only places on the planet you can go and pay $20+ for a freaking hamburger.
Right.
You know?
Or you think like a $6 cupcake is a bargain.
Yeah, you know, we talked about this before. Like they talk about the Disney bubble where people think that when they go to a Disney park, like they're impervious to the outside world, right? And it's weird. Money doesn't mean as much when you're in Disney. Like what normally would be like, oh my God, that is ridiculous. Like, you know, you go to Disney, you're like, hey, the Cokes are only $4.50 here.
Mm-hmm. They're $4.75 over there.
They were $4.75 over there. That's a really good bargain. Never mind that in the rest of the world, the rest of the country, you can buy a 6-pack for that.
Well,
you know?
yeah, we've literally gone in, because our job is to cover this stuff. We've literally gone in and sat and had a dinner and paid as much as I would have paid for groceries for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh yeah. It's insane. But it's weird because like the prices are so jacked up that, and not even in major cities. Like you go to New York and LA and stuff, outside of Disney, the food is cheaper. Like you go to Orlando and you can go to much, much better restaurants and pay much less than you do at Disney restaurants. But it's weird because people's like perception of money doesn't mean anything. They're like, should I do the dining plan? Because I think for my 4 or 5 day trip, we're going to spend about $1,200 on food.
You know, well, I just think it's funny because they always go about the Disney difference and the Disney brand, and that you're paying more for the brand until they have to pay more because of the brand. And then they sue, like, you know, the property tax assessors because you're overcharging me for my brand.
God.
I mean, you overcharge people for your brand all the damn time. But anyway, the reaction to her comments has been very funny. I was laughing this morning. I was having quite the chuckle as I was writing this article because people do not like it. And Disney had, I want to point out too, their numbers were down across the board. It's not just Disney Plus did not meet expectations, which we had actually filmed a video yesterday.
That's going up after this one.
It's going up after this one. So it was actually done yesterday. It hasn't hit expectations, but they said it wasn't just Disney Plus. It's down across the board. And Disney was trying to defend it by going, well, we're doing better than we were this time last year. And I was like, that's like saying I run faster this year compared to last year when I broke my ankle. You know, it's just, you know, they're like, oh, it's the spin. So anyway, here are the comments, some of the comments on Twitter to what she said. Go ahead. You want to read some? Because I've already read a lot of these.
Slapdash. Disney should take a look at some of the online forums about the parks. CFO saying portion sizes are going down. It'll be better for the waistline of customers is not a great look. Disney is supposed to be about the consumer, and you're losing that. Mike Wheeler, way to go, Disney, for fat shaming and keeping prices the same. They want our waist size to go down, but their waist size to go up with all the money that's being put into their pockets. Mm-hmm. This is Mike GHB20. This angers me with how much they're selling the food for. The portions are already perfect.
Well, some people argue well. Anyway.
They charge an arm and a leg for drinks, sandwiches, and other meals. I don't understand why they can't carefully calculate and research this on statistical levels where they can be balanced.
I think you're balanced.
New skillets at Whisper. Yes, this is the best one right
No, it gets better. It's a better one yet. I was like, imagine that. Disney higher-ups and investors see guests as piggy banks and not people. Cutting portions for cost savings is one thing, but the comment made at people's waistlines is a very bad look. Unnecessary and rude as, I'm assuming, fuck.
I don't know. It could be Figment.
Mom.
Rude as Figment.
Figment's not rude. Figment's adorable. I love this. This is my favorite one.
What if I pay for the lightning portion? Potion sizes. I'm about to lose it with Bob
I think
Chapin.
it's portion sizes, bestow.
Well, that could be their Halloween thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, probably will.
We're announcing smaller potion sizes for all your alcoholic beverages. Now you can get a tiny potion for like $14.50.
Hey, how's this new food shrinking thing going to work at the Pim Particle Labs at Disneyland, where they're like known for their giant portion sizes because they were, supposed to be enlarged?
There's no more giant man. It's just Ant-Man sized portions.
Oh, okay.
Now. And that's how they'll justify it. Like, Ant-Man's been in the test kitchen, all the test kitchens. Disney magic. Synergy, that's it. I'm only doing all-you-can-eat meals there. And I will do all I can to cut into their profits. I'll stuff my face all day. They'll regret this. Well, hopefully
You might regret it too, to be fair.
Hopefully, you might have to get like angioplasty or something.
Well, not just that. You'll be at every bathroom, every 5 steps.
I believe they are already. Last week, our portion of Ty Perkins' Noodle Bolt Skipper Canteen was dramatically less than every other visit. They're cutting back on the noodles. She never learned that you aren't supposed to say the quiet part out loud. 33% purchased Genie Plus. I wonder if that's above below.
That's something else, I guess, that was brought up. That Genie Plus thing that they had to put out. Where you can sign up for the Genie part for free, but if you want Plus, you have to pay $15 to $20 a day, depending on which park you're in. And then on top of that, you can get you can pay per attraction for costs that they keep raising on different attractions too. So it only was 33% of the people using it. People are boycotting it.
Okay, this is everything right here.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, boss, Disney social media is bashing you again. I'm sure they already paid. This is the thing. When does this stop? When Disney runs out of money. As long as people are willing to pay obscene prices for subpar experiences, Disney's going to keep doing what Disney's been doing. Okay, nothing is going to change. Mm-mm. Why should they change it? You're going to pay them they could literally, you could walk up to the front gate and they could do a security check and then they could kick you in the balls. And then they could kick you in the balls again.
So you can see stars. It's a new fireworks experience.
It's a new fireworks experience. And then you'll go to the park and have...
If you pay extra, Mickey will come and kick you in the balls.
Yeah, you might have to pay extra, for Mickey to kick you in the balls. You're getting kicked in the balls, but if you pay an extra $50, Mickey will come over with his big-ass yellow shoe.
And he'll do it personally.
Yeah, and he might even do, if they suspect some foul play, he might even do a strip search or something right there for you with his big-ass gloved finger. That's the Disney difference. See, Universal, you don't get Mickey. Universal, you get Shrek,
or
and that's
Minions.
or the Minions. Yeah, and that's not good. You don't want that.
No one wants a Minion up their ass.
Nobody wants a Minion up their ass. So this is the thing we've been talking about. Like, at what point does it stop? It stops when people stop giving them money.
Right, and that's not going to happen.
And I'm not trying to be, look, you're talking to people that we've literally got a room in the office that's full of Disney shit. It's like all Disney stuff. Worked for Disney for years, worked in and around Disney for years. Disney is a huge part of our lives. And I got to tell you, I'm willing at this point to walk away. Mm-hmm. Like, we have annual passes. We haven't used them at all this year.
No.
Obviously
we were supposed to, but there's been things that have come up.
We had a hurricane come up, and of course,
our flights got canceled.
Pandemic and all stuff. But like, I don't even find myself wanting to go anymore. And I used to always after we'd go and I'd be like, God, it's just I'm done with Disney. And then 2 weeks later, it's like, yes, but am I really done with Disney? And then the nostalgia glasses kind of, kick it, and your memories are all like, oh yes, but we had really good memories.
Disney's like crack.
Yeah, it is. It's like, yeah. And
it makes you junkie and takes all your money.
It does. And people are...
the faces of Mickey instead of the faces of meth. Anyway.
But the thing is that, until people start... So I wonder if this will be like the last generation of people, because people, grew up, their families went to Disney, everybody went to Disney, and they take their kids to Disney because they went to Disney. And now that Disney is so overpriced and so subpar compared to what it used to be, and you see how they're cutting corners and gouging people, is this going to be the last generation of people that really are like, Disney is a must do? This is like a rite of passage. You have to go because not every American family can afford to go.
They couldn't before, and now it's even worse.
Yeah, and I'm like, people might just be like, you know what? Disney was great in the 80s and 90s, but we're over it. I'm kind of feeling that now. Like, if I don't go, I know you feel very differently than I do.
I don't know anymore. I'm starting to be like that too.
I just get angry. I'm like, what the hell are we paying for?
Yeah, well, for CFOs to get $11 million in bonuses while everybody else is laid off, and then she can insult your waistline.
Well, that also turned a lot of Disney positive YouTubers. Disney YouTubers were actually calling Disney out for the way they treated their employees.
They treated them shitty. And the thing is, the cast members, for the most part, are the ones that make the experience why you come back. They're the ones that make it exciting and fun, and you want to come back again and again. And it's not because the people that are higher up making these decisions and making these comments. It's because of the cast members you actually interact with and how they behave. And they treat them like shit sometimes. So we can cut portion sizes to save costs, combat inflation, which is probably good for some people's waistlines, she said. And then they said, I'm sorry, what the F? Disney has done the same horrible things recently, but this tops the cake for me. I don't know who Christine McCarthy is, but she can F off. There's an F in her title.
Google is your friend.
How about Disney cut your paycheck down and to save her wallet's waistline? Yeah, you have no idea. Zaccaroni Studios. She got an $11 million, up to $11 million bonus approved last year when everybody else was laid off. Someone said about dessert parties in the chopping block. I don't believe that that'll be the case. They're already shoving people through. Like I said, it used to be one dessert party. You could sit there for a while. You had all these limited desserts. Now they're doing some nights 2 or 3, and then everybody gets the same many desserts, but you have limited time.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Here.
I'm not over this cringy comment made on the Disney stockholder call. We can cut portion sizes, which is good for some people's waistlines. Yikes! People are on vacation already paying too much for most of these meals. Yeah, they are. That's going to hurt. I mean, people might boycott. They might be. You know what's going to happen?
They keep saying that. They keep going.
Don't.
I'm on the boards,
They don't boycott.
like the pass holder boards and stuff, and they're like, you cannot go. More room for me. And I'm like, well, if you're not effing stupid, then knock yourself out.
No, I'm actually going to put my money to better use. I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to light it on fire and warm my hands over
At least then we still burn the money, but Disney doesn't benefit. Christine McCarthy should probably never do press ever again. I mean, okay, she made one joke. I don't think
every call.
I know she is. If you've watched the investor calls, you'd know that she's here and it was Iger, now Chapek, are on all the calls.
Yeah.
She always answers questions with the CEO, and it was a joke. I mean, it was an in poor taste joke, but it was still just a joke. She thought she was being funny. Also, they reduced portions already. A couple months ago, I was at the Epcot Mexico Pavilion Quick Serve. I think a service. We have always gotten the Polo. I can't speak Spanish.
Cascabel.
Whatever. Rice bowl. We got the rice bowl. And I was appalled at what they gave us for the same price. We've heard people say this too, that they're getting less and the prices that went up were the same. It's been going on for a while now. We knew this, but she just flat out just admits it. This one, I know people will still go. My family is done with spending our money at Walt Disney World. It's sad.
What that is? I thought it was a morgue.
I think it's a bank. I don't know.
I thought it was a morgue. It's spending our dead people's money.
It's sad that it's come to this. No more. My family was all about the Disney. Sorry, kids. Disney Park shareholders are more important than you. Well, I'm a shareholder too, and I haven't benefited really. And I guess the stocks went down. Shocker.
Yeah, that explains it, because I saw my notification this morning. I'm like, hey, my gains have gone down. Why did my gain? Oh, something happened. Something happened.
Well, they keep going.
That was Disney Plus, but
no, it wasn't. They keep going through there's all these comments. Some people were like, hey, they give you too much food and they throw it all away. But you can literally go to Disney, eat a lot of food, and still lose weight just from all the walking you have to do. Somebody else pointed this out. They said that it's down across the board, and then the stocks went down. It's not just Disney Plus, even though they restructured the whole damn company to appeal to Disney Plus. So once upon a time, if Disney Parks people were this upset and pissed, they'd listen. But they're not going to listen now because they're too busy worrying about Disney Plus.
Yeah, it used to be, and we've talked about that. If you go back, I mean, we've been doing this for 3 or 4 years now. You go back to some of our earlier videos talking about Disney and money, and you'll see the parks actually would make up the deficit.
Often.
So if they had, a box office misfire or TV wasn't doing well, they would start bleeding parks guests. And now the parks guests are turning on them too. There's going to be a tipping point where it's like people are just going to be like, I am done with Disney. Like, just done. I don't know when it's going to happen, but you are seeing more and more Disney diehards turning, even social media influencers turning, for various reasons. So it's like, I don't know.
Technically we were the social media influencers.
Yeah.
We had the media access. But with media access comes, you have to write what they tell you, use the hashtags they tell you. And we aren't comfortable with that. We're like, if you do something shitty, you want to say you're doing something shitty. And if you call them out, then suddenly you don't have access, which, I'm sorry if if you really want people to know the truth, I think people would trust you more if you're upfront. Then when you're like, it only can be magical and happy.
It used to be, now Disney's a little more locked down than other companies, but it used to be that, they would give the media access to review movies or review products or whatever in exchange for fair review, word of mouth, one way or the other. And now Disney gets ass mad if there's any negativity at all. So they cherry pick who they
to sit there and say, oh, our stuff's down, but that's great because we're still up from last year. And our parks are up, this huge percentage from last year. I'm like, yeah, because a bunch of them were closed or they were at reduced capacity. I just, because they're, spin the positive. It's like, just be honest. I think if you're just honest, people are going to be, I don't like, she made a joke when she said it, but at least she was being honest. She flat out said, we might have to shrink the food down and keep the prices the same to cover the rise in costs. I could have respected that because she was at least being upfront. What a refreshing change of pace. But then she made the joke, which is still a joke, and I understand that it's a joke. But when you court this outrage mob mentality, and then you make a joke, it's going to bite you in the ass. That's how this works.
Yeah, this is true. Like this guy stopped at Del Taco before going to the parks.
Yep.
$8. You can get a much better meal in Orlando or Anaheim. Just in Anaheim especially, just literally just walk out the gate, walk down the street, and go get better food cheaper. We'd go down to like the CVS drugstore or whatever on the corner and walk down and go get drinks and snacks and stuff like that. Because I'm like, I'm not paying freaking $5 for a bag of chips or whatever.
And halftime, you couldn't get drinks it wasn't like you couldn't get the freestyle machines at Disneyland, in the Disneyland Hotel. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, it's hamster size.
Well, someone said, here you go. At least you get a primo viewing for the show parade. It says show. You only get the parade for another $250 a person.
It's just, there's going to be a tipping point. I don't know when I keep thinking people aren't this stupid, right? You're not this stupid to keep paying for a subpar experience to keep, and they line up like literally you could burn your money. And
I just like that someone says, I can't believe that she said that it's obnoxious and offensive. And it's like, I can. Because
absolutely.
We've been telling you, Disney, okay, corporate Disney. I'm not saying like the most cast members and stuff, because they actually do care, I think. But corporate Disney, they don't give a shit. They just see you as walking dollar signs. Yeah. They don't care. I keep telling you this.
I think it's funny, though, too. I talked about this before, that everybody's like, Disney's trying to get rid of all those toxic right-wingers, and they want to, diversity and inclusion. And, hey, when I was at a media event just a couple of years ago, before Twitter went insane, almost all of the Disney executives that were there at this marketing meeting were Fox News supporters, Fox News watchers.
Yeah, you were like the only one that wasn't.
I wasn't. I'm like, I don't even like talking politics. I'm going to sit over here and eat my pizza. We all went to Blaze Pizza. And we sat around the table and they were all talking about Tucker Carlson. And I'm like, for all this talk of like, oh my God, the toxic right wingers, Gina Carano is so awful, blah, blah, blah. These were executive level people at Disney parks and Disney media. And they're all chit chatting about watching Tucker Carlson. So I'm just saying. Now that was Florida, but I've overheard some stuff in California too. So I'm kind of like, this is all for show. And
I have to read this one too. Chapek is so awesome. I didn't see this coming, and profits will continue to go up because the addicts can't help themselves.
That's it. There's nothing you can do. You can tell people like literally, you're gonna go to the park, and Mickey's gonna touch you, and Mickey's gonna touch your kids, and you're gonna pay for it, and you're gonna like it, and they're gonna be like, yes, sign me up. That's magic. That's magical.
I had looked twice. I thought it was an Onion headline. How can they be so clueless? It does sound like an Onion headline. Disney CFO says, we'll just shrink the food because guests are fat. No more parking trams. No more Magical Express, which is true. The Magical Express is gone after the end of this year. You have to pay for the replacement, and it's through the company that they licensed Magical Express through. Paid fast passes now, and now a suggestion to cut portion sizes. Wow.
Disney Dining Plus to get larger sizes. Mm-hmm. It'll be Disney Plus size. Disney Dining Plus size.
Yes. It's just, it's just nuts. I couldn't believe it. It does read like an Onion article. And that's why I was so amused by this whole thing. Because I was like, I get it's a joke. I do. But it's just really, like I said, you're catering to a certain audience that jokes are bad, right? And then it does sound like an Onion article. It truly does. And I was just sitting there laughing my ass off this morning, like, she actually said that? I was like, at least she was honest. I'll give her honesty.
I can see, like, you're going to your hotel room, you turn the TV on, how they have all the ads for the Disney stuff. It's like, oh, bother, are you and your children looking for poo-sized portions? You can get Disney Dining Plus.
the same
For
voice.
plus size, poo size parks guests.
That's the same voice you use for our dog.
Oh, he's plus sized. Hey, everybody, I'm Fat Charlie.
It does read like an Onion article, and I mean,
Oh my God.
but like I said, I just sat to like said it out loud.
This is how they talk. Look, guys, I'm telling you, this is how Disney, like all this diversity, inclusion, and let's be tactful and respectful, and it's all bullshit. Like I
We've
know,
been telling you this.
I know how these people talk behind the scenes.
I was gonna say I'd love to see the meetings, but leading up to this discussion, and then they're like, "Oh, we'll just get the fat fucks less food. They're too fat anyway."
Oh my God, I can see them doing that though.
Like,
That's the thing.
It'd be like we could fit more people on the attractions if we didn't have to give people 2 seats. They didn't take up 2 seats worth with their fat ass on Thunder Mountain.
They're like, damn it, everybody's complaining they can't fit on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. They were so damn fat. It's our, it's like, well, but sir, they have to, keep buying food. I'm like, well, we'll just shrink the portions. They won't know. Then we'll give them like a taste of Epcot.
And then they'll thank us.
$9
They'll thank us for losing weight. Taste of Epcot. $9, like 2 bites.
2 bites of food for literally $9.
I was gonna say, you're gonna
$12.
taste Epcot. It would probably be like still a small plate, and it would cost you probably $25, $30.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. The whole thing is.
Well, I just saw something today that one of our writers put up about the 50th anniversary treats, and the one that was like he put it as a 4th place winner only because the price was so high, $50. You can go to the Brown Derby in Hollywood Studios and get it's like Walt Disney's like steak and hash or something like that, and it is a little piece of filet mignon on some little something on top is on, and then has like a little couple like cherry grape tomatoes cut around it, a couple pieces of asparagus and a little egg on top. And it's not big. I saw a guy have a video of it. It's tiny. $50.
What? It's ridiculous. Did they put some gold on it? Gold leaf?
I don't know.
Gold steak, because Walt Disney ate golden steak all the time.
Yeah, but a steak and hash sounds like a very Walt Disney thing to eat. Because
he was very meat and potatoes.
How we eat steak, we eat like beef hash here and stuff like that. My kids love it, but it's just like I was like, holy shit, that's $50. What the heck?
Yeah, remember how Walt was talking about keeping the prices down so everybody can come to the parks and visit. Yeah.
Well, McCarthy can't get her damn $11 million bonus a year unless she's bringing the bucks.
$15. I don't know where you're going. That's a bargain. It used to be. I used to think $15 burger and fries. I'm like, man, it's high, because I remember they started out like 10, and they're like 12. 15. I've seen $17, $20, $23 burgers. Meanwhile, you can go to McDonald's, get a like their quarter pounders, or get better burgers and just the McDoubles or whatever. And
because their burgers are very all like frozen patty now.
Yeah,
they
even for deluxe burger,
even deluxe is really good. Yeah, deluxe you pay more, but you get a huge burger and you can share it between people.
You should, because
I love deluxe actually.
So you should.
But a lot of the burgers, they all taste samey and they all taste like
cafeteria food.
They taste like cafeteria food for most.
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily at the sit downs, but the quick service for sure. It's just I didn't even get this far down. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That's beautiful. I applaud you, David Talbert.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, are we gonna wrap this up?
Yeah.
Angrily eats tiny churro, just like a hamster. A churro eating a hamster. Tiny food. Tiny food's in. What they're going to do is they're going to have hashtag tiny food with the tiny food wall.
Tiny food wall, that's right. That'll fix it.
You have to get on your knees, and beg Mickey.
And then he drops a little bit of honey in your mouth. Hashtag.
Oh my god, he drops a little bit of honey in your mouth when you're on your knees.
No, I meant like the picture with Pooh and... Okay, I'm not talking
I thought you were talking about... I said Mickey. You have to get on your knees for Mickey in front of the tiny wall. And you're like, then he drops some honey in your mouth. How much does that cost? That's magical.
That's an upcharge. Anyway, let's just wrap this up.
That's special magic.
I told you it was funny.
Disney
he was fighting me
Ultra.
about doing the video this morning. I'm like, no, this is funny. We have to do this one. It's funny.
Okay, anyway, we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.